Junkies!
Black Lightning came back this past Monday.
I did
Black
not know
Lightning
that.
being a very fantastic show based around the DC superhero Black Lightning and his family, who is also similarly superpowered. It's explored a lot of black stories or black centered themes. Features a lot of throwback black music. Some fantastic actors that have joined the show. Last season, we saw Gravedigger with Wayne Brady, and that dude turned it out. He was fantastic. But coming back into this season, I watched the first episode of this season, and I don't know, it just left me wanting for more, because not only did they have a time jump of 12 months, but where we left Black Lightning, his best friend was just killed in the war to retake Freeland. And here it is 12 months later, and Black Lightning is still pissing and moaning about his dead friend from 12 months ago. Now, call me crazy, but most people that are dealing with that kind of loss and that kind of trauma, they ain't holding on to it like he is 12 months later. And it's not like completely destroying his marriage. It's like CW wrote themselves into a corner that got them off on the wrong foot, in my opinion.
I don't know. If I pass away, y'all better mourn me for a couple years.
No, it'll probably take a couple of days. I'm just kidding.
A couple years. Go ahead, Fallen.
No, I was just saying that's kind of interesting you say that, because so far, what was it, Batwoman that came back a couple weeks
I
ago,
didn't watch it.
and it's like just hearing what you say about this, and like I still have yet to watch it, but it is kind of interesting where it's like the shows are kind of coming out of the gate executed poorly. Now, obviously with Black Lightning, I mean, that's going to be the better of the two, obviously, but it's just, I don't know, like I'm thinking that like now, like CW is truly becoming what everybody complained it to be for like the last 4 years or so. So it's I don't know, and like I don't know if it's just the like hey, it's our last season, so we're just gonna
mail it in,
right.
Like.
So I don't know, like who knows, man. But yeah.
Well, real quick, I want GQ to throw this out to the panel, because he actually brought up something in the pre-show where we were talking about Black Lightning, about just how the CW kind of treats black people and black
because
stories.
It's the CW. It's like you're not going to get really truly strong black characters on CW. Look at what they did to Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific was dating Power Girl in the comics at one point in time. Power Girl is kind of like the blueprint for what a lot of women should look like. But you're gonna, and then they did that, and then they turned him into a very feminine acting black dude with, first he started off with the afro, then they gave him dreads, and it's just like which one is it gonna be? It's like he's still not what the character is like in the books. He's not even remotely close. And then they turned Wally West into potentially bisexual. Not quite sure.
Yeah, because the guy that plays him, like, he's bi in real life, so I guess they tried to.
But that has nothing to do with Wally West.
It has nothing to do with the character.
Zero.
Right.
Dido said it best. That we're losing the point when actors are actors, and it's just you're playing
basically
a role.
playing yourself, right?
Yeah, it's like you don't come on set and put your actual personality into the character. That's not how that works. You take whatever your personality is, put it off to the side, and you jump into the personality and the actions of the character. And that's not happening much these days. And CW, it's just they're just not good at it. Like you look at Black Panther. Like Black Panther as a character, the way it was done in the films, he maintained his regalness. He maintained his all of that, even through like his father's death. I mean, Big Preem brought it up also during a pre-show. It's like dude, his dad just died. He mourned him a little bit, but it's like, I'm about to get revenge.
Right. It's righteous anger.
Right. It's like who's gonna stop me? I'm a king now. So it's just CW doesn't understand that, and I don't think they ever will.
Dido, what's your take on this whole Black Lightning deal with and even just how they kind of deal with black characters in general on television.
Well, it's kind of hard to say because I understand everybody has their idea how people are supposed to be, and I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to people are going to be people. They're going to come every shape, size, color, and flavor all over the place.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to say say in things in that aspect. Now, when it comes to how a character is written and how they're portrayed in different media, like I've said that before, that acting has not become acting because personally, I don't care who you are personal. It shouldn't reflect in that character unless it's supposed to be in that character. So whatever your sexuality is, that's fine and dandy. That's who it is. It doesn't necessarily have to be in that character unless the character's going through a rewrite or what have you, because you have an established character, and I think it should be able to be portrayed in a way without bringing reality in it. It's not reality. But it's just difficult to really talk about that stuff because, like I said, if a person who in their life is masculine, they want to see masculine characters on the screen. They don't want to see anything else.
Yeah.
And that's not how life works, in my honest opinion, because if they're trying to tell a certain story, then that's how that story is supposed to be told. Doesn't matter how much melanin they have in their skin, just portray the story. So I'm a proponent of the story comes first. Personal people's their factors in their lives, what's going on in their life, shouldn't be brought into the story unless that's how it was before the story. So, when they start bringing in this about Wally West or this about Mr. Fantastic, I don't really care too much, but at the same time, I don't understand why they needed to do that. So it's just like, this character is this character now, and that's just how this character is. And again, I've spoken on how universes comes in specifically for those things. If you have a TV show, the TV show is not the comic book, it's not the movie, and all those three characters can exist at the same time. DC's already done it. They brought in Movie Flash with TV Flash, and Movie Flash and TV Flash are not even the same actor, same character, same personality because it's a different universe.
He gave him his name,
which was funny.
That shit was just.
That's
well, yeah. I mean,
granted, I could technically buy
writing,
that,
but it's just the way I look at it. It's just something completely different.
Yeah.
And
coming out of the chat real quick, Wolverine Solid X says they make him too soft, let him be wild a bit.
I guess
just the various characters.
I mean, and I can understand it, but again, that's just you're basing it based on the comic book,
right?
And the comic book is like that, and the TV show is not like that. And could the TV show be like the comic? Yeah, it could be, but it's not because that's not their story. They're trying to tell. So
but I think the greater part of that and the greater problem in that is the CW does that with everything. Though.
They do.
It's not just limited to their comic book shows. Like if you look at any of the Black CW shows, is pretty much a bunch of softies. And it's like, yeah, there's a bunch of softies out there. However, in real life, there's softies and there's people that are more masculine, hard, or whatever you want to call it.
Except with the exception, I believe, of All American. But All American is rife with black stereotypes. I mean, it doesn't subvert the stereotypes of anything.
SD Mays, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, thank you. What's up, Mays?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't subvert stereotypes. It doesn't really try and go beyond, what a lot of young black people are stereotyped as. And to me, that's almost like a turnoff to me. I don't want to see that.
No, I agree. I agree with that as well.
Yeah,
but that's the whole thing. It's like, do you want to consistently see black people how the stereotype is seen, how the media sees black people, or do you want to see all flavor? Because not every black person is fucking hard edge, thug in the streets, in the blah blah.
And not everybody's an athlete either.
Yeah, and not everybody. And exactly. I mean, and then if you look at freaking like characters who are less melanated, I'm gonna say it that one. White people, they're doing the same thing. I'm just saying they're doing the same thing. Barry, I don't know Barry in a comic book.
That's fine.
I know he's not the same Barry on a TV show than he is in the comic book. 100%.
Oh no.
I mean, Barry in the comic book could be a little bit harder. He could. I don't know,
but the issue is, especially, and again, keeping it bring race into it. That's fine. If you look at Flash, if you look at Black Lightning, if you look at some of the other shows, the black characters on those shows are usually on the lower scale of either masculine or, like, for example, Candace Patton. She's the standard. She's attractive, but she's the standard damsel in distress character.
Until last season.
How many seasons in are we? 6?
6. Yeah.
So you mean in 6 years you couldn't give this girl a backbone?
Yeah. She started to get.
I mean,
but I see your point.
But
a larger
my
point.
thing is, if you're going to talk about the black characters, then what white characters are like how you perceive these black characters supposed to be? That's what I'm trying to say. Is because like.
How many white characters are the stereotype?
Or like, I'm hardcore, or
no,
how many of them out there?
It's not even about hardcore.
That's what I'm trying to.
It's not even about hardcore. But what I'm saying is, if you look at all of those shows, every time you have a black character on there's no range. On the white characters, you got a range. You have your scumbags, you have your police officers, you have your upright, whatever, blah blah blah. With the black characters, it's usually this little corner that you get stuck in. Where it's like, well, either you're a thug character or you're a very soft character.
What about Captain Cold?
Wentworth Miller.
Wentworth Miller's black.
He is black.
He was pretty solid.
And he's gay.
Well, half black.
And they did not even bother with his sexuality on the show at all, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that's not true.
You don't know what.
Not until after the raid came out.
But not the main
Captain. The main Captain Cold. They left that a lot. They left that out.
I understand that, but you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because he passes.
He does. Because I honestly,
outside of this,
until I'm not gonna lie,
Wentworth,
until I read that, I had no idea that man was half black. I swear.
Exactly. That's one of the first things I learned about him. But it's like I never really paid much attention to it.
Right.
And
remember how everybody was lusting after him in Prison Break? Like all the women were lusting after him, and then it came out he was gay, and all of a sudden, So anyway.
Well, that happens a lot.
Let's hit the chat. Let's hit the chat before we move on. Let's see. All right, Wolverine Solid X makes us look. Sorry, makes us look strong and wild. But let's see, that's what you get. Great stories. Can't be soft and mild. Fair enough.
But they did say that because we have friends who, when they watched Black Panther, didn't think he was hard enough.
No, I understand that because they're basing that off of T'Challa from all the books.
Comics. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I'm not saying that you have to go 100% by the book. You can make changes. But for example, Wally West in the comics has never been homosexual, like ever. That's not part of who he is as a character.
Exactly.
So to suddenly throw that in there, conveniently when a black guy is playing him, is a little bit shady and a little bit suspect.
And it's just because of the character, the actor. And that's
it doesn't have to be a thing. It's just more stuff, for people to talk about. That's not
because it's not even about, and that's what it also kind of, I wouldn't say bothers me, but when you got certain characters and their sexuality has something to do with it, has nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with their existence at all, kind of like Captain Cold. That's why I talked about it, because they didn't talk about that at all. Nope. He was just...
It kind of makes you wonder, like, what the first person who gave a shit about this gave a shit about it for.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. I'm sorry, I got to end it there. We got to move on to the next topic. But before we do, if you guys are enjoying this discussion, we really encourage you. If you are not a member of our Discord community yet, please make sure you click on the link on our About page right here on our Twitch channel. You'll find the Discord link. Hit it, join, and let the server open up to you. We're all right there. We'd love to have you and talk to you about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that clip. Make sure you check out our live content on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/culturejunkies. We also have a lot of content available on YouTube, unboxings as well as Blu-ray reviews. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/culturejunkies. And on top of all of that, if you go to culturejunkies.net, you can check out our merch store. The link is culturejunkies.net/merch. There's a lot of great merchandise there. So there's links and logos and stuff all around me. So check those out, and we will see you next time.